Alright, so we have a little tiny room here that's got the bottom quarter of it is still exposed concrete, and we need to deal with that and bring it all to where it's all drywall. Now there's a lot of cats that'll come in here and they'll just take drywall and they'll use some kind of adhesive and slap it up there. You could do that if you wanted to, I guess. It's not going to be a great job. What I'm going to actually do is I'm actually going to build some framing onto the concrete, which is the proper way to do it, and then hang my drywall. So keep you guys updated. This is going to end up being a baby's room. Alright. The goal here is that we had block foundation down here. Okay. This was all block foundation all the way around. Alright. Now I had a choice of setting this drywall with adhesive onto the block foundation, which would have made a perfect seam. But I chose not to do that because I wanted it to be something that would last long term. So we came in with furring strips, and you can see one here, and they're all down through there. Alright. And we placed the drywall on there on top of the furring strips, which were mounted to the foundation correctly. Okay. What that's done is it's created an offset. Alright. So now we have offset drywall. The bottom sticks out just a little bit further than the top. Alright. This stuff is miracle worker. Okay. This is insulating foam sealer. Alright. And what it does is it expands. Alright. And what it's going to do here, when you have this problem, and I've done this in the past, you can use that insulating foam sealer, and it's really sticky. Alright. So what it's going to do is it's going to give me a foundation where I can work with mud here. Okay. Without that foundation there, without this foundation, see, you can press on it, it's not going nowhere. Without that foundation, I can't get mud up there, and I can't get, I'll show you here, ultimately what this is going to be. Trying to do this with one hand. Ultimately, this is going to be, you know, I'm just going to use a corner bead to corner that out. Alright, and that'll end up looking nice and professional. But without this, it would have been tough, real tough for me to get mud to stick down in there and for it to be, you know, a really nice firm foundation for me to grab a hold of. Alright. Now one thing that you guys are going to want to deal with when you see I got this bead up here already. Okay. So now we got that corner bead up there on there. Alright. The one thing that you're going to want to deal with when you use this stuff for a foundation in gaps like this, okay, it's going to expand out. Alright. So what you want to do is get you a razor knife. There's a good one. Just cut the, cut it even, cut it to where it's flush with the, you can even cut it a little bit down in there too, You're going to be putting mud on top of it, so just get it and cut it to where it's flush there. And there you go. Now you got a nice even foundation to deal with there. Alright. No gap here. Alright, so you can mar up a corner bead now. Okay. Looky, looky. See? We got that corner bead on there, and right now we're coming through with mud. And we're just going to go over top of that corner bead and make us a ledge here. Sand it down real nice and make it real nice and pretty. Okay? But without that foam, this would be, I mean, we probably could have still done it, but it wouldn't have as much support to it. See, I can press down here now, and this thing don't move or wobble or anything like that. It just makes it to where you have a lot more support for this bead here. Okay? Now we're going to go through and we're going to make a ledge. You can see where I'm starting to make a ledge now. And we're going to go through here all the way around. We're going to make us a ledge. I'll show you guys. Over this real quickly with you guys. This is a part-time project for me. I'm just kind of doing it a little bit over time for a friend, trying to help him out. So basically I'll go over what we did here. Remember at the beginning of the video I told you that this great stuff, foam sealant, was the key to all of this, to making this happen with this offset drywall, right? So we're all ledged up now. If you take a look, we got the beads on. And it's a really nice and even ledge. Like, it's not anything that's going to be horrible or look horrible. Actually, once we get the second coat of mud on here, it's going to be great. We're ledged up over here too. We'll sand this down. We'll sand this down real good and just blend this right into this, you know, concrete top foundation here. Right, and it'll look like a really smooth transition. So, yeah, this stuff here, you know, if you guys remember, we initially had that gap there where we just had nothing, you know, nothing there for that bead to sit on or to give any type of support. Could we have done it without it? Probably. But it also adds a layer of you know, protection for people that put their hands here as well and kind of press down on it. Without that being there, this bead may start collapsing in over time. And it also, believe it or not, it also insulates that wall real well. Believe it or not, it really does. It keeps the cold air from coming up out of there. So yeah, this is a win-win. It needs a couple more coats on the top, and then we'll be ready to paint this bad boy. Get this bad boy painted and get it changed over. Ooh. Finally cutting this room in and getting ready to paint it. Or I guess we are painting it. Cutting it in though, and be rolling it here soon. The bottom there was concrete, and we switched it to drywall. Painted the ceiling. It needs another coat, it looks like. It might just be the lighting. We're rolling. Well, this is the final product. Floor is a little dirty, but it's getting wiped. It's getting hardwood put in, so it was never really an issue. This is a tiny room, so it's hard to show all of it in one shot. But again, that used to be concrete, and it's not no more. Go from this way. It's still wet, so it's got a wall that runs up that way too. Cool deal.